Heyo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Top 10 Tuesday. We are here with special guest, Jess. And remind me, how do you say your last name again? I always forget
Ricca.
it. It's Ricca. Okay, that's what I thought. Former guest of the People Person podcast, now joining Top 10 Tuesday. We're very happy to have you. Today, we are ranking top 10 red flags. So, again, we were talking before the show, before we started recording. This is going to be interesting because we got two guys, one girl here. So some red flags may apply to us, some may not. We shall see. I have to let you know, Jess, this is I've won 6 in a row, top 10 Tuesdays.
Have you?
That's if you do the math, we do one a week. That's about, Michael, you want to say almost 2 months? I'm rooting for you guys here because I'm tired.
Shut up.
I'm tired of winning. I am. I want to challenge. I want to be challenged. So hopefully this week one of you guys can break the curse at this point. I've won 6 in a row. Hopefully. We will see. But we always allow our guests to choose the order at which we present our lists. So who would you like to go first? Where would you like to go? Who do you want to go last? It's totally up to you.
I'll go right in the middle.
Okay. Who'd you like to go first?
I guess the reigning winner. Wyatt, you can go first. Start us off.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really like my list. I have a few dishonorable mentions that I'll mention at the very end. I'm going to start out with, again, I apologize to anyone who meets these red flags. I'm sure plenty of our listeners will be angry at some of the things on our list, but my number 10 of red flags is still having and posting on a Finsta account. So like, fake Instagrams, that was huge. And like, at least for us in high school, everyone made a Finsta. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can post all the illegal things I'm doing where only my friends see. But if you're still using one of those things, grow up a little bit, just like be a normal person. You don't need a Finsta. Just be a good, normal, functioning person of society. So if you're still having and actively posting on a Finsta, you can still have the account, I guess, if you want to like whatever, just like treat it as like a burner account, whatever. But if you're like actively posting on your Finsta, stop that. That's a red flag. I don't like that.
I actually agree with that.
Like private stories are just the new Finstas.
Okay.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, but just like don't post on a Finsta then. Just post on your private story.
Do you still see people post on Finsta? Just saying, like, do you still? See
I don't think I follow any Finstas.
Oh, you don't.
I never had a Finsta. I don't think. Yeah.
Lies. You definitely had a Finsta.
Well, I don't think I did.
Here, I'll go to my Finsta and see if I follow.
Go see if you follow. I don't think I did. Maybe I had. You know what? I think I had one for the YouTube channel. I think I had one for the YouTube channel. So it was called Why So Quiet. But then it evolved into basically Good Time now. So I think it's the same account, and I just changed the username. So here we are. We're basically on my Finsta right now.
You are posting on your Finsta all the time then.
So I guess
going against your own red flag. Wow, great way to start the episode.
Red flag.
Great job.
Red flag.
Oh, fair. I backed myself into a corner there. All right. Yeah, that's my number 10. Posting on a Finsta.
All right, my number 10.
Yep.
I'm so sorry if either of you guys do this, but mine was guys who drive BMWs.
Nope.
I wish.
Do we curse on this podcast?
Yeah, you say what you want.
I think guys who drive BMWs most of the time are assholes. And that's a very hot take, I feel like, because I'm so sorry. That's really rude of me. But I think I haven't met a guy who drives a BMW who was a genuinely nice dude, you know?
That's
it's like
fair.
A daddy's money kind of deal.
Yeah.
I drive a Volkswagen. Very mid-tier. But red flag if I see a hot guy hop out of a BMW, I'm like, oh, other way.
What if it's what if it's an ugly guy coming out of BMW?
Now you got me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I didn't think of that. So
what would be the ideal? What's the green flag car? Like, what do you want someone to drive?
Like a Honda Civic, like the most basic car.
Right.
I'm like, everybody's got that car. Good. Like, you are totally normal to me. Honda Civic.
Fair enough. All right. I like it. Mike, what you got? Number 10.
All right. My number 10 is on the theme of Snapchat. I have two ones about Snapchat, maybe 3. My first one is kind of basic. My roommate suggested this to me when I was brainstorming ideas, but I think it's a good one. Snap score over 1 million, or just like super high, just absurdly high compared to the rest of your friends on Snapchat. I don't know. I think maybe it's not necessarily a terrible thing, but just like it's a lot of snaps. Like that means you're using it nonstop. You're constantly using Snapchat. So, like, you can text people every now and then, call them, FaceTime. There's other ways to do it. So, yeah, snap score over 1 million.
But did you know that Snap score is a mix of snaps you send and receive? So what if this girl just like receives
I think
a
that's part of
million
it.
snaps? Well, what if she doesn't send them out?
Then they're just too like. Then they're just like
they're too wanted by everyone.
Too cool for school, Yeah.
I never knew how snap scores were like calculated, because I noticed mine went up a lot like recently, but I realized because like I'll have random accounts just because it's linked to my TikTok page. I'll have random accounts add me and like send me a snap and like don't see them. And I think that's helping that. So I apologize if my score is too high, Michael. What is mine?
260K. You're fine.
I'm good.
I think
that's high though.
Mine's 300,000.
That's
Yeah.
as high as mine. That's
Here's a question for you too. I had this take earlier, a couple weeks ago. People always say like, tech or like Snapchat, asking someone for their Snapchat is like way douchey or like just looked down upon compared to texting. I have the theory that like I think Snapchatting is a way more intimate way of having a conversation with someone, because you're seeing their face over and over again. Like I'd rather see your face while we can have the same text conversation on Snapchat, but I also get to see your face over and over again, which is what if I like seeing your face, I want to see your face. Thoughts?
I think maybe at the start.
Jess, you seem
I hate to bring it up, but that is on my list.
we can get to
Snap type of guys, but we'll talk about it later.
We'll get into that because then we can debate it then, because I feel pretty strongly about that take. And I think it's aged well, but we'll get to that. All right, my number 9. This was a late addition to my list. I took something off to add this one. I was thinking of it because I was watching the Jeffrey Dahmer new like Netflix show. This is being way too into like true crime and like podcasts and documentary. Like if you're like, it's okay to like be like, oh, this is cool, I like this documentary, or I like this podcast. But if you're like way too invested, I'm like, you're one step away from being a serial killer yourself. I'm gonna back away from that. Just like if you know too much details about a serial killer, I'm concerned about you. So being way too into true crime. It's okay if it's like a little hobby, you listen to the podcast occasionally while you're working out. But if you're just like over and over obsessing over this stuff, I'm gonna back away a little bit. I don't like that. And true crime scares me. I can't like watch that stuff at night, or else I'm not gonna sleep just because I'm soft, but that's okay.
Agreed. Also, she'll know all the ways to like, murder.
Yeah. It's just scary. It's just like, yeah, they scare me.
My number 9 was guys with porn stashes, and I put it so high on my list because most of the time they can get away with it. I just think guys with porn stashes are too powerful, and but like I will still like that's not an end all be all for me. That's why it's number 9, because red flag guys sometimes are interesting, and dudes with porn stashes also very interesting to me, but red flag.
Interesting. What? Anyone know the backstory on why it's called a porn stash? Just like
I think like back in the 70s, a lot of porn stars just had that same mustache.
I agree. I think that's why.
And like people just relate it. People relate those kind of mustaches too.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I'm like it's just an unfortunate name for something. I think same with like the wife beater.
Yeah.
Like why? Like why? Why?
Stuff that's
it's a cool. It's a normal shirt that people wear, but like let's not call it that, please. That would just make everyone's life easier.
I think I heard that they were changing it.
But like, how do you change something like?
I don't know.
Like,
no clue.
Like outlaw people from. I don't know. I like that. That's a good pick though. I think it's
All right. My number 9. Looking back on it, probably not gonna do too well in terms of give me some votes. but it's more of a pet peeve than a red flag. But I consider it's enough of a pet peeve for me. I think it's somewhat of a red flag, and I'm gonna stick by it. And it's wearing socks when you're sleeping. I think it's slightly psychotic. I think
Yes.
you'd overheat and die if I wear socks when I'm sleeping. I think you can wear them, but like before you fall asleep, you gotta take those off because like those are just that's turns the bed into an oven. So yeah.
I love that pick. Just your reaction.
I do wear socks to sleep.
No way.
Yeah.
BMW.
I mean, I feel like most of the time I forget. Like, it's not in the back of my mind that it just bothers me that I need to take them off. If I go to sleep without socks, it's not like, oh my God, where are my socks? But my feet are cold all the time. So
I
I
always
understand though.
I always do the move. I get in bed with my socks on, and then you take the socks off one by one with your feet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a classic move.
And you
That's
find
like,
them like 2 weeks later,
yeah, that's my like bedtime routine. People have like a nice like skincare. Do that. No, that's my bedtime routine is taking my socks off with my feet. That's it. I have to do that every single night. It's my favorite thing to do. It's like oddly satisfying, especially the occasional like pair of socks. It's like a little too tight, and you have to like really work to get it off with your toes. It's tough. And you get a sense of accomplishment every night by doing that. But yeah, you can. I'll spoiler alert. It's on my list. I think it's a great pick, Michael. Great pick.
Wow, thank you. I was not expecting the compliment from you.
I'm rooting for you to win one.
Sean,
It's a pit. I feel bad.
I reject your rooting for me. I reject your fandom.
I'm gonna vote for you this week on the poll. I'm gonna vote for you. I always vote for myself, just like out of habit. I'm gonna vote for you, and I'm gonna send a picture to me voting for you
on both your accounts.
All right. Okay, my number 8. I think this should just be a universal red flag. I don't know why people still do this. But it's using an Android phone and having green text. Just like people think it's cool to be like contrarian and be like, oh, I have an Android. I don't fall under the Apple ploy. Just give up, be brainwashed, join Apple, get an iPhone. Like no one cares about your Android. It causes hassles for everyone in group chats. Just get an iPhone. It's not a flex. It's not the flex you think it is. Just get an iPhone. We know it's brainwashing us, and we know they're recording everything. Who cares? Really? It doesn't really affect your life. Just get an iPhone. The green text in general just make me mad. So having an Android is my number 8.
Also, try having a conversation with someone with an Android, and within like the first minute of them seeing you have an iPhone, they will bash you for having an iPhone, and you didn't even bring it up. So that's also, red flag.
Yeah, they don't understand they're in the minority, and like they're losing that battle.
They are. My number 8 was people with dirty cars. You open the door, there's 3 McDonald's bags on the floor. There's I don't know, Subway in the back. Like that's like the number one. If I'm going on a date and the guy opens his car for me and it's like there's socks in there, like no, that's just like not gonna work. I feel like, I mean, my car is necessarily clean. There's not like, it's not spick and span, but I don't have like McDonald's or water bottles like hanging around in there. So I feel like dirty car, dirty person.
What if hypothetically they have a very dirty car all the time, but when they do, like they're going on a date, they clean it up. They like make sure it's clean.
Maybe that's just like commendable, like they know they have a problem and they're really trying. But obviously eventually you'll get to the point where you see their dirty car. So it's a hidden red flag right there. You don't even know that it exists.
Well, that's 100% me. My car is a mess. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah,
so
that's the first thing I thought of. Can we get a current count of how many empty water bottles are probably in your car right now, Wyatt?
High 20s. High 20s. Though I also haven't been in my car in 4 days, almost a week actually, because I refuse to get an oil change because I'm just lazy. And so I've driven like my parents' car. I've driven just random cars for the past week because I just think it's so inconvenient to get an oil change. I need to get one tomorrow. I'm forcing myself to get one tomorrow, but my car's filthy and I own up to it. It's a character flaw of mine. I wish I was cleaner, but I do clean it on special occasions. Like if I'm going on a date, I'll clean it. If a girl's getting in my car, I'll clean it 100%.
That's commendable.
It's the only reason I honestly need to go on more dates because it makes me clean my car more. So
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah. Shut up, Michael. But yeah, no, that's a fair critique. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. So my number 8 is, so I phrased it, politics is their personality. So their whole personality revolves around, whoever they follow, whether that's left or right, or, certain political, policies or whatever. Just their whole personality. That's the only thing they talk about. It's really annoying. It's frustrating. Obviously, like, that person themselves is not going to really do anything about it. They only have equal amount of votes as I do, as everybody does. Maybe if they're like a political science major or they actually are in politics, it's slightly more acceptable. But I still think it's a red flag if they just only talk about politics left and right, just because it gets really annoying. So either way, left or right. So
Yeah.
I feel that. I agree with this. I feel like if there are things to be talked about, like, sure, talk about them. But I don't think I think about politics at least once a week. That's my minimum. Like I have things to do,
Mhm.
and maybe I'm not helping the planet or world by being more involved, but that shit's draining. So I don't even know.
Yeah, I agree. If I know like everything about you and how you think politically in the first like 10 minutes of talking to you, I don't like you as a person. It's like, just be a normal person, like just talk about normal human things. But oh geez, sorry. My my number 7, this is just a insult on myself, so I'll take this one. I'm self-aware enough. But it's posting on TikTok unironically. If you're posting on TikTok to actually gain a following, you're immediately like annoying to me, even though this is literally me. I'm self-aware, hand up. I'll take that one. Whatever. I'm a walking red flag. Yeah. I just like there's a certain level. So I've hopefully surpassed the level of like it being a red flag. Because if you're posting and again, I don't want to follower shame anyone, but like if you're hovering in like a couple hundred and you're trying to like do all the dances and do all the I'm like, I don't like that. And I get it because like that's me. So this sounds very hypocritical of me. But something about it just pushes me the wrong way. So I'm just saying I wouldn't date myself, basically. So
You make
yeah.
funny TikToks. You don't make like thirst trap TikToks though.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good
Yeah.
point. I'll say the thirst trap TikToks. I'll put a little asterisk. The thirst trap TikToks. I will never do that. If I ever do that, you have permission to come slap me in the face.
Noted.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Posting on TikTok unironically with thirst traps. I'm gonna add that to my card. That's a
because
good way to put it.
I think the TikTok dances, whether ironically or unironically, I think are funny either way. Whether they're really good at actually dancing or just bad in doing them, I think they're funny either way. They are cringe, but that's also adds to the funniness.
Yeah,
So
Cringe is funny.
yeah, but it depends on like their intention. If they're like trying to be funny and it's not, then it sucks. If they're trying to be funny and they are, that's fine. It's all, I don't know. It's just a weird medium to follow. It's a hard line to draw. But yeah, just thirst traps in general stink. I hate them.
Agreed. My number 7 was no compliments or too many compliments. Within like the first, I don't know, week or two of talking or meeting them. Too many compliments is like love bombing, and that just screams manipulative person. So and it's just uncomfortable. Like, what are you supposed to say after the 5th, 10th compliment? Like, thanks. So don't like that. But no compliments. Like, come on, just tell me I look pretty or something. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
a happy medium.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find. That's a tough balance. I'll say that. That's a tough balance to find because you don't.
I think one compliment every date, good enough.
Just one.
Maybe
Yeah,
2.
meet a quota. Just check like under the
Yeah.
table. Like, got it, nailed it.
Yeah. But if
All
I
right.
find myself saying like, thanks, like I'm just like, ugh, stop. It's enough.
Fair. Yeah, fair point.
I like that pick, but I think it goes both ways too. I think it goes both ways. I think I don't have it on my list, but I think girls should compliment guys more.
I agree. I actually do
appreciate
agree with that.
That actually leads me into my number 7. So, and it's doesn't show you off a lot, and then in parentheses, so like whether it's when you just started talking, doesn't talk about you to their friends, or if you're dating, doesn't like post you on the gram every now and then. Like if you post on Instagram a lot and you're dating somebody and you don't post with them, like that's kind of like really like I see how it is. Like if you're gonna be posting a lot, like I get if you don't post on Instagram
Yeah.
and then you post with them because that's just because you don't post in general. But I don't know. I feel like if you're talking to somebody or dating somebody, you should, talk about them to your friends and, maybe post about them and, don't make it so private. So,
Yeah. I feel like you should know if someone's dating someone.
yeah.
You know what I
Something like
mean?
that.
You should just
Mhm.
know, like, you don't have to be like in your face about it, but you should know just if you hang out with them a few times, you should know, oh, they're dating someone. Or you should know by looking on like their social media, like if they're dating
Yeah.
someone. You should be like a stranger should be able to go on your Instagram. Again, I've never been in the situation where like in a relationship where I've had to do this. So I'm just speaking from like a outsider perspective. But I feel like you should know. Like if I just pull up a random Instagram, I should know if they're dating someone or not.
Yeah.
I agree.
That seems like a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Good rule.
I feel like there's been sometimes I've been seeing posts on Instagram about people getting engaged. I wouldn't even know they had a girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm just like,
Mhm.
mind
Yeah,
blown.
out of nowhere. Oh, this is also similar to posting on Instagram. Kind of this is part of the Instagram bio. I'm probably attacking a lot of people here. Maybe even Michael. I don't know. I haven't checked. But we're number 6. This is having your frat letters in your bio on Instagram.
Nope. I don't. Fuck
Okay, good for you.
As I graduate,
No one cares. No one cares what frat you're in. Not a single person. And I was in a fraternity. Never in a million years would I put that thing in my stupid bio. Like, oh, Phi Delta Theta, bruh. No one gives a shit. Besides, like, no, actually, no one. Not even, yeah. No one cares. Don't put it. No girl's gonna be like, oh my gosh, he's a Phi Delta. Gotta slide in. No, that's stupid. Don't put it in your bio. No one cares. So that one's up for the guys. I honestly, I don't know why. Maybe I'm sexist. I think it's fine if girls put their sorority thing in their bio. That doesn't bother me. I don't know. I don't know why.
You gotta.
It should go both
like,
ways. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't process. It doesn't bother me. Maybe I just like hate dudes. But like when they do the fraternity thing, it just pisses me off. But the sorority thing doesn't bother me. I don't know why. I wish I
I
could
think
explain
like
it.
the sorority thing doesn't bother me unless everything they post is about their sorority,
Yeah.
those type of girls.
Yo, though that's the worst. But like a
unless we
simple
know.
like putting like Alpha Phi in your bio, that doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. I
Cool
don't know
thing.
why it bothers me for the guy. I don't know why, but it just pisses me off. But yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna defend
do it. Go for it.
fraternity brothers that may have had that in their bio when they were in college. Maybe. Who never knows? Who knows? But I feel like it's a good way to like connect with people like that don't really know a lot about you, because like maybe they're in that same chapter but from a different school, so it's a way of letting like something
Yeah,
like that.
but the each
and
more
at
than
the
anyone.
same school, it's like, oh, that's the guy I met that one time at PyCaps, or something like that. It's something. So I think
Oh.
it's not the whole like Chad frat bro as you like give off.
Yeah, it is a harmless act. It just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why. Maybe it's just
As
because
a woman, I agree. If I slid over on somebody's Instagram and it said, pie cap, I'd be like, oh, okay. But that's all I need to know. And then
Yeah. There we go. All right. Perfect. Thank you. All right. What do we got? Number 6. Who's
it
up?
was me.
Yeah, you're up, Jess.
Okay, this was my in quotations, add me on Snap type of guy.
Okay, yeah, let's debate this one.
And I understand. I feel like you talking about how it is like kind of different than what I'm about to say.
Mhm.
But I feel like most guys who add you on Snapchat or talk to you on Snapchat and don't text you and just Snapchat you exclusively are there for the messages to delete and to there's no proof of contact, and they Snapchat you when they're drunk so they can forget about it in the morning. And yeah, I mean, like a lot of my last relationships have been exclusively on Snapchat, and very red flags, very manipulative, very just, I don't know. It's just like a hookup kind of app, I feel like.
Yeah.
But if a guy wants to text me and ask for my number instead, I'll be like, yo, take it. Like, that's some big balls shit of you. So yeah.
I agree. I do understand that point. My only thing, like, I feel like if it's someone you haven't met in person, say you're meeting online, whether it's through like a dating app or just like you randomly slid in DMs, like, I feel like it's better to like see their face over and over again since you haven't seen them in person. Like, you feel like you get a little more personality and a facial expressions, stuff like that through Snapchat first, and then you can move over to texting. I feel like it's a good gateway. That's just the way I see it. But if people are exclusively using that and not attempting to eventually break out of it and go to texting, I think that's where I agree.
Yeah.
And like, that's scummy.
You know what I
That's just where I see
absolutely hate is when somebody will Snapchat you, you'll answer, and then they won't answer. So like that Snapchat just bugs me because it's like, why are you even trying to talk if you're not trying to
Yeah,
talk?
I hate
So-
like the streaks snapped. It's like, oh, I just want to keep it streaking like conversation. That's ridiculous. Just like
Oh.
I literally treat Snapchat as like a text chain, like a text communication. Like I'm
Yeah.
not holding it. I'm not gonna just show my face back and forth for no reason.
Hello?
Like we're gonna. Whoa, was that you, Michael? Oh, you're back. Can you hear me, Michael? I think we might have lost Michael. Michael. Is he up? He's up too. We can skip over him if we need to.
Oh, is he up?
I think
he's
yeah.
up.
Oh, he might be back.
Oh my god.
Hello?
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah, I think my wife.
Yeah, I think you cut out. I just said my number 6. We argued. We talked about Snap. Or no, Jess gave her number 6, and then
Oh, Snapchat.
Oh, I was thinking about that. Shit, I was gonna. Oh, so kind of like what I was saying, the whole transition thing. I think that's a great point. Like, if I'm hypothetically, if I ever were to use Bumble or, Tinder, one of those apps, I think like it's kind of needed to go to Snapchat off rip from there because like, I don't know, it's kind of, you always hear some terrible stories about stuff like that. So it's might as well like see their face, make sure they're like legit before, moving it to text and stuff like that. So I was gonna say that, but I like
That
that.
makes sense.
But
Yeah.
my number 6, big red flag for me, is anybody who doesn't follow at Michael Bailey Music on TikTok. This is a shameless plug. You said that as a number 7, and I was like, oh, he's gonna hate my number 6. So this is a shameless plug. So yeah, that's a red flag. So
why should they go follow you, Michael? Give your pitch. This is your moment.
you can watch some great videos with me and my beautiful ukulele, and watch me try to learn the guitar.
Perfect.
So.
I'm in the presence of 2 musicians here. This is incredible. I love it. All right, everyone go follow Michael. What is it? Michael Bailey Music? Is that the tag? I forget.
Yeah, it'll yeah.
I like all your videos. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
like
that.
them all. Yeah, I got you. All right. Kind of a waste of a pick, but
We'll do
I respect the hustle.
Waste of a pick, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I
Yeah.
think the rest of my list makes up for it though. So
That's fair. All right, we're in our top 5. We talked about this one already before. It's sleeping with your socks on. That's a crazy move. It's an absolutely crazy move to sleep with your socks on. I'm sorry, I apologize, but it's a crazy move. I can literally never fall asleep with socks on. It just can't. They can't do it. You have to take them off. Let the boys fly. Let the dogs out for a little bit. And a lot people have issues with feet, and I understand that. Like people are like, I hate seeing feet. They just bother me. Just like keep it under the blanket. Don't worry about it. Just take the socks off. Take the socks off under the blanket. Don't sleep with your socks on. It's a crazy person move. It's just my opinion.
Okay. Understood. My number 5 was people who send texts that are like unanswerable, like they'll respond with cool. Like or texts that don't continue the conversation, which like but they won't stop texting, they just won't continue a conversation, which is like, do you actually want to talk to me, or like what are you doing? Like why aren't we speaking? So I think that's a little bit red flag. Have a conversation with me or don't. Like if I don't want to talk to somebody, I will be super short for about 2 texts, and then I just won't answer out of respect for them. Like I will not show them that I have any interest if I don't, which I think is a little bit sketch.
That's another thing about Snapchat that's beneficial. If they open it and read it, you'll know. Or like this is if someone doesn't reply to you over text, say like they haven't responded in a while, you don't know if they've seen it or not unless they have like their read receipts on. Snapchat, you know if they saw it 100% of the
Agreed.
time. So that's just another benefit. I'm just bearing my point into the ground, but I do like that pick. That's a good put.
Sometimes you could just like leave them undelivered and just not open it for a while if you don't.
Oh my God, I've done that. I left people unopened for 3 weeks because I feel bad opening it. And at that point, I do feel like it's rude to even open it after 3 weeks. So they're just still there.
Wait, you just like, you leave them?
No, I used to think that if you deleted Snapchats when they were unopened, that they would just be deleted. But no, it opens them for you when you delete them. So I was deleting all these Snapchats from people because they didn't want to answer. And I found out that it basically, if you delete it, it'll tell them that you opened it. So
No way.
yes, I learned the hard way.
How did you learn that?
I think like I was telling my little sister that all these people keep Snapchatting me and I don't want to talk to them, so I just delete the message. And she goes like, "Oh no, you don't do that because they'll see that you deleted it." And I tried it with her, and she was right. And I was like, "Ah, all right, like I just gotta take it now." Like that, I look like a terrible person, and I admit it. That was rude of me.
It is what it is. Yeah, I thought someone would like approach you about it, like, saw you open my Snapchat. Why don't you reply?
No, thank God.
Yeah. All right. That's good. Michael, number 5.
Yeah. So my number 5, this is okay. My top 5 are like really great picks. Just want to give a heads up. Like we're getting into the good meat of my list.
Yeah.
My number
That's
5,
that's how top 10 lists work. The top 5 should.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Saying no more shameless plugs in my list. But my number 5, big red flag. If you hate Christmas time and the holiday, because it's no, and I mean you can not be the biggest fan of it, and maybe like be like, oh, like just neutral around Christmas time, around December and everything like that. But if you hate it, that's a so red flag. Because like personally, I love Christmas, and even if you don't love it, if you can't hate it though. You can't hate like all the music, all like the snow falling, all the Christmas lights. You can't hate that. If you hate that, you're a terrible person. That's kind of psychotic. And that's a big red flag for me. I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think I could be with someone like that. So, but you can like, that's fine. But like, you can't hate it. That's just,
yeah. I feel like there's too many good things about it for you to hate it. Like you can find something you like, whether it's like the actual day, Christmas, maybe like the weather you like, or like time off work. Like there's something good you can find out of it. So I agree. Like Christmas isn't my favorite holiday of all time, but like I don't hate it by any means. I enjoy it. All right. Number 4. This is near and dear to my heart. First of all, this is this number 4 pick is brought to you by Java House. Go javahouse.com, promo code goodtime10, get 10% off your Java House needs. But this is red flag of people who say, oh, I don't drink coffee, I'm like naturally caffeinated, or like they wake up and they're just like naturally like very energetic. I'm like, how in the world? It's something is off there. If they're like, oh, I don't drink coffee, I'm like, I'm naturally caffeinated. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, I don't understand that. I need coffee every single morning. Just like wake me up, part of my routine. I need coffee. People who don't drink coffee, you don't have to like drink coffee as much as like a avid coffee drinker does, but like occasionally get a cup to wake you up, whatever. Like you don't have to love coffee, but just like be able to drink it or have another way to be caffeinated and like awake. People who are like, oh, I don't drink any of that, I don't need that energy. No, I don't like that.
I feel that. I don't
I'm just
drink
trying to
coffee
think.
daily, but I'm also very tired. I'm not naturally energetic. Coffee just, the caffeine makes me shake. So, but a nice can of Coke, I'll take it.
I've recently figured out I like Coke. I always like was indifferent on it, but I literally yesterday I had 3 cold cans of Coke, and I was like, this is awesome. This is a great thing. So it's probably a bad part of my life when I'm not exercising as much as I was when I was like a college athlete. It's a bad time in my life to pick up a Coke addiction, but it's happening. It's happening. So, oops.
Coke addictions. Woo.
I was just trying to think. I don't think I've ever heard somebody actually say like, I'm naturally caffeinated. Like
I've heard
that. You said that, I was like, no way anybody's actually like.
I'm not gonna name drop, but I have like 2 people in mind that have said that. Like I heard it a lot in high school. And I didn't drink
I-
coffee in
yeah.
high school, but I was just tired. Just tired a lot in high school. I didn't start drinking coffee till college. But yeah, I people who's like, I don't need caffeine, I don't need energy. That's crazy.
My are we 4 or are we 5 right now? We're 4.
We're
Um,
on 4. Yeah, 4.
Yep. My number 4 is, if you go to his following on Instagram, it's just a bunch of hot girls, not a dude in sight. Maybe one, maybe his cousin. But if his whole following is like hot girls, immediately I'm like you don't even follow puberty. Like, come on. It's a little bit red flag. Why would I want a guy who looks at all these girls when I can find one that doesn't really look at
Yeah.
hot girls all day? So yeah, I don't know. I that just always rubbed me the wrong way. I won't like necessarily turn away a guy completely, but it just like shows a little bit about him before even knowing him. So hot girls in the following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's very, very fair. Extremely fair. You got to find a ratio. Gotta find-
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I want you to like have some guy friends and some girlfriends, but if
Yeah.
all you're following is Instagram models, like, come on, what are you doing with your life?
I don't understand the point. Like, I don't understand the point of like following Instagram models. Like
I even follow a couple, but
if you want to like see them, you just like look up their account. But like follow like, I don't know, like liking Instagram models pictures in hope of like, oh, they'll see who liked the photo and like they'll fall in love with you. Like that's an absurd concept. Or people who comment on Instagram models like feeds, like guys like us, like there's no point. Why are you doing that to yourself? Because I promise you they're not going through the comments and being like, oh, I wonder what these random people I don't know said about me. No, it's not happening. That concept has never made any sense to me. I don't think I follow too many Instagram models. I don't even know what I don't even know what would constitute as an Instagram model, to be honest.
That's
Just
awesome.
like
I think like, yeah, if you slide into an Instagram model's DM quietly, I don't blame you. Like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Like, shoot your shot. But if you're like publicly, commenting like, oh my God, you look so pretty. Like, no, that's just embarrassing. Do it on your own time in
Yeah.
private.
I will admittedly, I'm gonna be very self-aware on this podcast. Admittedly, my ratio of guy to girl has probably skewed toward the female audience recently through TikTok. Because if I see a cute girl on TikTok, I'll immediately like just click, oh, check the Instagram, maybe hit it with a follow. Like I will do that 100%. So I probably my ratio is probably skewed. I don't think it's heavily like it's like an absurd ratio, but I think it's definitely skewed. So a hand up.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, you're a dude. Like,
yeah. But I'll also maybe red flag me too. I'll like follow, and then maybe like a month goes by, and I'll realize, oh, never followed me back. Nothing ever came from it. I'll unfollow.
I'll do it too.
Yeah,
It happens.
It happens. Maybe just hoping for the follow back, and then maybe something will happen. But nothing. Very rare. It's like a 10% success rate. Doesn't. It's never. It's not a good long-term plan. But we're here.
All right, my number 4. This is a big one. Treating like waiters and waitresses / like everybody in the food industry or the service industry like disrespectful, or just like being kind of like rude to like a waiter and stuff. Like that's just like, I don't know, rubs me the wrong way. Like and you like, I feel embarrassed if I'm with somebody.
Mhm.
And so like that's just a huge like, that's a flag, like that's, I just I can't stand people like that. Like I get if your order's messed up, maybe like saying something, but like don't be a whole Karen about it. Don't be rude. Like they're just doing their job. Like it's just mainly because I started in the restaurant industry like 14 years old, so like I've been that. But it's just, I don't know, it's low. So red flag.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've worked in the restaurant for a long time too. And if you're just gonna be rude to somebody who is like waiting on you hand and foot and not really getting paid to do it, like just based off of your like tip, like, don't even go to a restaurant. There have been plenty of people who have just been incredibly rude. I don't even think they understand how a restaurant works or whatnot, but no, terrible attitude from those people.
Mm-hmm. I really like that pick. I almost put it on my list, but I also I think that's just like everyone agrees with that, what makes it a good pick. I think like across the board, everyone would say that. So I wanted to get a little more specific, but I do really like that pick. All right, mine. Are we top 3 now? This was a submission. Shout out to Lizzie who DM'd me this submission. We talked about it on the bum this morning. Number 3 red flag is people who have the privacy protection phone screen thing where like you can't see it from the side and they can only see it head on. I don't know why it bothers me. It's probably like smart if you're like in a busy city, maybe on the subway, like you don't want people snooping on your phone, whatever. But it's just like, I'm like, what are you hiding? Like who what are you hiding so much that the person next to you can't like see your screen? It weirds me out. It just rubs me the wrong way a little bit. I don't like it. And I don't understand the science behind it either. But like, I don't understand how it's possible to make a screen like invisible from the side or like different angles. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know how that works. But yeah, that's a red flag to me. The little privacy screen thing.
I haven't seen those in a while, but I think I did want it in high school just so my parents wouldn't see who I was texting. But
like,
now, I mean, what do you gotta hide? Except like
there's other ways to like, if you want to hide what you're texting, like I feel like just like don't bring your phone out in front of people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. There's other ways around it if you want to hide stuff, I get, but the screen itself just rubs me. Yeah.
Sometimes my For You page is just really out there, and every time I'm scrolling in public, I'm like, oh shit, I can't be on here. Like it's embarrassing. So like I understand in that case, but if you're doing it for any other reason, it's definitely a little bit sus.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had one of those, I would get pissed off at it. You
Yeah.
know? Like it would annoy me. Like if I'm like my phone's over here, let's say it was like
if it's like
I'm like trying to read something, but like not like leave the screen, I wouldn't be able to fucking read it. Like that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
I think it would piss me off. I would never get one of those just because of that reason. But I mean, maybe you have like government secrets or something on your phone. Could be a good investment. But,
and the government like reads your phone anyways. You're not hiding anything. Nothing you have is ever private. Just accept that and move on.
Yes.
Number 3.
My number 3 was inconsistency. Don't tell me one day how much you want to see me, how cool you think I am, and then go like missing for 2 weeks. Because at that point I've already went through oh my god, I'm so excited this person wants to talk to me, went downhill depression, missed them, and then boom, they text me again, and it's like a cycle. It's like addictive and terrible. Don't do it. It's just so sad. Like, why would you do that? I'm a nice person. Just keep in touch with me. If you don't want to, don't. I don't understand that. I don't know if you guys have ever like texted a girl, got her hopes up, and then like didn't speak to her for a month, and then was like, I wonder what she's doing. Let me just check her out. Wonder if she misses me. And then boop, you got her hooked again. I think it's sad. Very upsetting.
I don't think I've done that. I hope not.
Green flag.
I hope not. There is something to that though. It's like, just like be upfront, be like, what is happening right now? But then because then from our like the victim standpoint, you don't want to be the one to be like, hey, what's going on? And like reach out, be like, what is happening? What is like, if you don't like me, just tell me. Like, you don't want to be that person because then it just don't like.
Then they think you're crazy. It's like
and
this,
you're stuck.
Win.
You're stuck in this situation. It's like, I'm just gonna go with whatever you decide, and then they have all the power.
Yeah, be upfront. Inconsistency / be upfront. Stop hiding shit. Just like let me know what's up.
Yeah, perfect. All right, Michael, number 3.
This is kind of a basic one, but I think it's still like a pretty red flag in every relationship. Just compatibility wise, like if you have completely different interests in terms of like what kind of movies and TV shows you like. Because let's say, you're starting talking to a girl, but like she only likes, thrillers and true crime, and you don't like those, like that's just a red flag. I gotta be upfront. Like even if you like other parts of it, you gotta acknowledge that that's a red flag, that like maybe this won't work out. If they hate the shows I watch, I hate the shows they watch, like I think that in the movie genres, I think that's kind of a big red flag. You can't really you can kind of get past it, but like you still got to acknowledge that that's there. No?
I feel
I don't think that's a good pick.
But I think it'd be more of like if somebody lies about what they like to make you like them more, and then you find out that you have nothing in common. Like that's, I guess, maybe worse. But like I have plenty of compatibility with friends that don't necessarily like the same things I like, but it's more like a chemistry human compatibility, like, oh, we get along, I don't have to like what you like, but lying about it, I think is a little bit crazy.
I don't think it's a red flag. I just think it's personal preference, which is like, I don't think it's a red flag for someone to like something.
No,
I think that's a bad pick, Michael. I'll say it right now. I'm always honest with you. I'm still gonna vote for you. Don't worry, I'm still gonna vote for you. But I think it's a bad pick.
no, I'm saying like that's just something you gotta like not address, but you gotta like think about that, if like long term wise, if they always just rip on me for watching true crime, and that's all I watch is true crime, like that's
Yes,
just
if they rip on you for liking something, yes, I agree. That's a red flag. Like even if like you don't like the same thing, like you don't have to like the same things, but if they rip on you for liking that,
things and do the same things as your significant other or whatever, but like you gotta like at least kind of respect it,
I agree. I don't think it's a great pick, Michael. I'll be honest.
It's written a lot better. I'll show you what I wrote.
Okay, yeah, you can maybe it'll look better on the graphic. All right. My number 2, very specific to me. It's more like a pet peeve of mine, and I just like personally I don't like it. It's bad grammar, but not like one mistake here and there. Like obviously, like when you're texting, like it's not gonna be perfect. But I feel like you're mixing up like your and two and two like over and over again. Like you just like genuinely don't understand the concept. Like that's a big red flag to me. I just like it makes me think like, did you go through elementary school? Like if it's over and over again, like you genuinely don't understand how grammar works. Like that really bothers me. But like a common mistake here and there, that's fine. I get it. You're texting, it's fast, whatever. But like just be like, just communicate normally.
I mean, the second I'm like speaking to someone, we're having a great conversation, they throw the wrong "you're" in. I'm like, oh, come on, like why'd you do that? Like, rub me the wrong way a little bit. And like, I'm not judging anybody who's not great with English or good in English class, but I've been so like on it about that. Like if I text, I have to make sure I'm using the right one. And if I notice I'm not, I literally have to go back and correct and be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that, because I don't want people to think I'm like red flag,
Yeah. If someone sends me like a super long, like very heartfelt message, but they have like the wrong 2 in there, like that's all I see. That's all my brain sees. I'm like, oh, you're dumb, which is stupid of me to say. But I'm like, that's because I make that mistake too. But like if it's over and over again, if it's habitually bad grammar, I hate that. I don't like it.
You can't come on me shitting. You can't shit on that, my pick. And then that's your number 2 as a red flag.
Yes.
Out of everything in the whole world, all the flags.
Your red flag was someone liking something, having interests.
Okay, that are completely different than yours.
But like them having interest isn't a red flag. That's just a difference in personality. That's not a character trait that's bad. Mine is a character trait that is a bad thing that I don't like. Yeah.
I just
All right.
I hate to bring up Christopher Columbus, but it's given me.
Bring up Christopher Columbus again. Do it. The number 1 American of all time.
Giving me flashbacks.
We've had this argument literally every show, so sorry. I listed Christopher Columbus as my number 1 American of all time. Michael hates it because he's not an American. I understand he's a bad person. I never said the list.
Christopher Columbus is freaking American. That's what
the list wasn't top 10 best Americans.
Okay.
It was just top 10 Americans. He was the first one.
He wasn't America. America was founded 300 plus years later.
He is what people think about. I'm not saying right or wrong. He's what people think about when they think of the founding of America. People think of Christopher Columbus.
Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton.
George Washington was on my list.
What number was Christopher Columbus on your list? Oh my God, Wyatt.
Okay, it wasn't my best pick ever, but it's not like
God forbid I use 2 with 2 O's instead of 1 O. God forbid.
I stand by my Christopher Columbus pick. Whatever. I'll take that one to my grave.
That's my Christopher Columbus rant for the
literally every show we have this argument, but whatever. Number 2, Jess, what you got?
Mine was they only invite you over past the hours of like 10 p.m. And like you don't see them in the daylight. You go there, you hang out, you do your thing, you go home before sunlight. It's like at that point you know that they are using you for they don't like you like that. So
Mhm.
if you're looking for that kind of relationship, good for you. But if you aren't, I feel like that's a screaming red flag. No matter what they say to you during those hours or what they do for you during those hours, it's like major red flag. They don't care. They just need someone.
Yeah,
They're lonely.
I agree. No argument here. That's a good pick. Michael?
What is it, number 2?
Yeah. Why do I feel
Oh,
like this is
this
going to be a bad pick?
no, this is my second one that's about Snapchat. This is like a commonly we've already talked about it. I worded mine a little bit differently than your guys's, but it's only snap texts or Snapchats. It doesn't actually text. Maybe this is based off personal experience of a past friend of mine and stuff, but
Past girlfriend?
we weren't technically dating now.
Like girl space friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Situationship.
So yeah, situationship.
Exactly. But yeah, if you only like snap text, like snap text is what really pisses me off. When you can have a conversation where you're like, regular snapping and stuff. That's cool. But like, if you're gonna snap text me consistently instead of just like,
Yeah.
I just don't get it because half the time I forget what it fucking says. I'm just like, wait, what'd you say? I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Like that really grinds my gears. That's why it's number 2 because it's just I hate texting. Snap texting is only good for sending people like memories, like 5 years ago today or 4 years.
Yes.
Or like
Mhm.
stories. That's the only good use of snap texting. Boom.
I have
Yeah.
a little story about Snap Text. A
Let's hear
couple
it.
of months ago, Snapchat changed the settings so that chats will delete after 24 hours instead of right away. I was speaking to this dude, whatever we're talking, all of a sudden you get the notification, blah 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 has changed text to delete after like immediately. So like it tells you what they changed it to. And I was like, that's rough. Like that he definitely doesn't want anybody to know that we are
Yeah.
speaking. I cut it off soon after that because I was like, that's just rough. Like what? You don't even want me to like what am I gonna do with your 24-hour texts? Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna like show them like it was just rubbed me the wrong way. I hate Snapchat, but
And he definitely didn't know that it like alerted
oh
you. He
yeah.
100% had no idea.
Do you also know that you can delete text that you send to people, but they will also know that you deleted it?
I've seen that like deleted the
Yeah.
chat. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, like so and so's deleted the chat. It's rough.
Mhm. Michael, I like
Snapchat,
that
like
pick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. Like if you're snap texting, just text.
Yeah.
You can use Snapchat for Snapchats, use texting for texting. Just separate the worlds. And I think
Mhm.
both have their pros and cons, I believe. But yeah, I like that. All right. We're into our number ones, our number one red flags of all time. My number one is pretty universal. I think most of you probably agree with this one. It's if they hate all of their exes. Because if you hate all of your exes, I'm gonna think you're the problem. Because if you're like bashing, like oh, this person sucked because they were this, they would blah, blah, blah. I hate her for this, and this. I'm like, oh, you're the problem over and over again. Like I understand like maybe you have like one bad ex where like just it wasn't working out, but like there's no reason to like badmouth them post. That just looks bad on you for choosing to like be with them over and over again. But it depends. But I just think if you hate all your exes, that's a consistent thing. Like there's no exes like, oh, like whatever, like just didn't work out. Like that. Like, you hate them all. I think that looks poorly on you. And I think that's a red flag.
yeah. Like I feel like even if let's say you do hate all your exes, if you're vocal about it and you have to tell people that you hate your exes, that's a red flag. Or if you tell people like, oh, my ex was crazy. Like, no, you know that you drove her crazy or you drove him crazy. Like, like you don't if you hate everybody that you've been with, maybe it's your fault for not choosing the right people.
Yeah. You're like overcompensating for something. If you're just you don't even have to be vocal about it. I think that's the big thing. You like keep that to yourself. If you don't like your exes, whatever, that's fine. Just keep it to yourself. You don't need to tell people about it.
Good pick.
My number one had to do with exes too, and it says they keep in touch with their ex. And
okay.
And I know like a lot of people are very friendly with their exes. I don't hate any of my exes, but it's better to not speak to them. So I don't speak to my exes. I think it's a red flag when you're with somebody who constantly brings up their ex or things that happened with their ex. Or I was in the car with on a date the other night, and a guy, somebody called his phone, a girl, and he didn't know how to hang it up. So I was like, it kept ringing, and I was like, oh, cool, cool, cool. Eventually hung it up. Didn't even say who it was. Not that I needed to know, but eventually told me it was his ex. And I was like, oh, so I should call you at 11 o'clock on a Friday. Is this what you usually do? Like it just like rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, oh, you still talk to your ex, like whatever, like cool. But I don't know. Like a steady, solid relationship with your ex, I don't think is necessary.
Yeah, I agree. I think the key word is like consistent. If there's like consistent communication with your ex, that's where I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
If the occasional, like we bump into each other, you're friendly, whatever, say hi, like you're on good terms, but you're not like constantly talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like that's where the issue is.
Like I'm not gonna hit up my ex for like, oh my god, this would happen to me today. Like, let me
Yeah.
talk to you about it. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'll be
But
friendly.
if it's like a happy birthday, hope you're doing well, send, done, whatever.
Yeah.
I think my one like exception to that, like I agree with that. I think that's a good pick. Is like, well, I immediately thought of How I Met Your Mother with like Robin Scherbatsky being, friends with like dating Ted and being in the same friend group, and same with Barney. And I think like if you're in the same friend group, I feel like you can still hang out with your ex a lot. You kind of have to because you're in the same friend group. That you don't want to like kill the friend group, But like you still don't have to be that like friendly with them. You can still be in the same friend group and not be too close, right? I think that's the one exception. I haven't had it personally. It happens on TV shows, so
I get that. If you are like a person who can stay civil with somebody, like totally, like go for it. But some people just can't do that.
Here's a question: What's your opinion on friends that are girls? Like
me as a girl, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really see like a red flag to it. As long, like, let's say I'm hanging out with a guy I'm dating, and he has a friend that's a girl. If she's nice to me and she doesn't like blow me off like I'm some random ass person, like I will like him better. I'll be like, well, that's good. Like you have respectful friends that care about me and whatever. But let's say like, who's to know like what happens when I'm not there? Let's say she's talking shit. I don't know. But if you have like a respectful, nice girlfriend who doesn't want to jump your guts, like sure, like I have no problem with that.
It's always an interesting conversation because I've heard both arguments and I understand both arguments, and I don't know where I stand because I'm very hypocritical when it comes to this. Because I have like some really good friends who are girls, and like there's never like that's never even like a path I would go down where like if someone comes in my life and doesn't understand that dynamic, I could see how they think that way, but like I know in my brain that's never been that way. But then also on the flip side of it, if I like meet a girl and she's like has a bunch of really close guy friends, my brain immediately goes there.
Yeah.
And like it's very hypocritical of me. I understand that, and like it's a downfall, it's a character flaw of mine. And I don't know how to I'm working on combating that, but I'm very hypocritical when it comes to that. I don't know how to stop that, but I see both sides 100%. So it's weird. It's a weird little gray area, I think.
I agree. I feel like it's also like how you treat those. Like if if you do have friends that are girls, it's like how you treat them. Are you like kind of flirty with them? Because then like I can see like, oh, like whoa, that's red flag. But like if you're still just just kind of just friends with them, I think that's fine.
Yep. All right, Mike, number one.
I think it's such a wholesome pick. It's a great pick. But yeah, red flag for me is if mama doesn't approve. If my mom, call me a mama's boy, but if my mom doesn't approve, I mean, maybe I wouldn't like necessarily just end the relationship if she doesn't approve, but like that's something I would like 100% be in my brain constantly for the rest of the time I'm with her. I would just, oh my gosh, like I need to really consider this. If she doesn't approve, like she knows best, like I don't know, she knows me best. She's raised, or dad or sister, brother. The family's got.
Do you think your mom would tell you if she didn't approve? You think so? Just straight up, she would tell you.
But I think it would have to be like she may not love her.
Yeah.
I think multiple like mom would be like, oh, I'm such a big fan, blah blah blah. Or it can be like yeah. Or it's like I think she would only like really say the one,
Yeah, I
breakup.
agree. Yeah, I think it's moms always know best. They always know best. But I have a feeling my mom would be too nice, and she'd be fake nice, and then she wouldn't tell me how she really feels about it, which is a worry of mine. It's a very big worry, but I think I can make good decisions. But yeah, I agree. If mom doesn't approve, that's a big hit the door, hit the road, get out of here. All right. Well, hey, that's anyone have any honorable mentions? I have 2 dishonorable mentions I want to get to.
I
Michael.
have one kind of honorable mention. This is a pure personal one. I don't want it on the graphic. Actually, maybe we'll see how you guys react to it. Then I'll say if I know. So sorry if either you two or anybody watching has it, but I could never, be with someone like long term. Okay, this can sound so selfish.
Say it. I'm excited now.
They have a severe peanut butter allergy.
Oh no, you're valid.
I love peanut butter, and if they cannot if I'm eating peanut butter and they can't even be in the same room or touch me after unless I brush my teeth 5 million times, then that's honestly red flag for me. I'm like, peanut
What if it
butter.
was like Megan Fox though? Like, what if it was the hottest girl, the nicest, the hottest, the most
You gotta
perfect
think
girl,
long
but she's
term, though.
allergic?
No, I would still maybe get over that red flag, but it's the red flag for me. It's like something you bring up, you think about, and it's going to constantly be on your mind. You can get past red flags, 100%. Like you can date guys with BMWs. Like you might find a BMW driving. I might find a wearing socks to sleep, girlfriend. So
never.
It's
No, that's a very valid point, Michael. I agree.
something to think about and something that's flagged.
Yeah, no, I agree. My dishonorable mention. So basically, something that people think is a red flag that I don't think is a red flag. Mostly because it applies to me, and I hope it's not a red flag. Becoming irrationally angry and having a sports team performance affect your mood. This is another. Again, I'm very, very open about this. The Vikings win on Sunday, I'm in a much better mood. The Vikings lose, I'm in a very pissed off mood. It just comes with who I am. I wish it was different. I wish I did not care about how 11 men performed on a football field. I really wish I didn't care. I wish I could change that about me, but I do. I care deeply, and it affects my mood, and I'm aware of that, but it just comes with who I am. I don't think it's a red flag. It probably is to a lot of people, but that's just who I am, so I have to own that. So I can see the argument for that being a red flag, but it's just true for me, so I have to own it.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok that was like, this Bears fan watching the Bears game, and then his girlfriend comes up to him, and the guy says I've known the Bears for 22 years. I've only known you for 2. So I don't know exactly what it was, but I know it went viral on Twitter. So
it's tough. Again, I wish I wasn't this way, but I am, so I'll own it. Yeah, it's just who I am. But all right. Well, hey, that wraps up our show. Jess, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time.
It's Top 10 Tuesday. Everyone go vote. The poll will be up on Wednesday on our Twitter. Go vote. Please don't let me win again. It's getting old. Someone else win. I'll vote for Michael. Like I said, I'm a man of my word.
I'm gonna vote for you then. I'm gonna vote for you. Fuck you. You're fucking.
I'm so far in your head, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna bait you into voting for me so I win again.
The series is literally 1-1. This series is literally 1-1. Literally, shut up.
But I've won 6 in a row, dude.
Series wins. You won 1 series. I've won 1 series. That's all that matters. Period. And you literally to take.
What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately, Michael? I've won. It's a what have you done for me lately type of world. That's how we live. I've won 6 in a row. What have you done the past month and a half?
What have you done for me lately? It's a very selfish way to think.
It's the way the world works. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Selfless.
All right. Whatever. Go vote for whoever you think had the best list out of us 3. It'll be up on our Twitter. Go vote. And then go follow these wonderful people on Instagram, Twitters, and the TikToks and all that stuff. Everything will be linked all there. So thanks, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.